It's November, you know what that means? We are making Christmas cocktails, except not really this time. What we're doing today is clarifying eggnog, which is pretty much festive, but you know, not quite Christmas yet. So let me teach you how to do this. All right, so what you're gonna need is a large bowl to throw everything into. First, we're gonna put the cream and eggnog in here. Then we're gonna put our liquor, bitters, juice, all that other good stuff. But let's get started with the cream and the eggnog. So first, we're doing 3/4 cup of eggnog. This one's rich and creamy. Pour that in there. That is something. Now we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of half and half. And we'll just mix up our cream and eggnog a little bit. Yum, yum, yum. Eggnog's honestly really good. I think the problem with eggnog is that they called it eggnog. Who wants to, what the f is a nog? And who wants to drink that? Terrible marketing, honestly. All right, so now we are going to do the next part because we have the cream mixture mixed. We are going to start adding our liquor and syrup, and we're gonna start with 6 ounces of whiskey. And you don't wanna use a high quality whiskey because, you know, there's so many flavors in here, there's really no need to. Now we're going to do 2 ounces of a cinnamon whiskey. Keep in mind, Fireball is pretty weak. You can do something stronger, but that's just, you know, my recipe is gonna be a little bit weaker. Now we're doing 8 ounces of pineapple juice. Make sure those are nice and shaken. One of these is 6 ounces. By the way, if you were to drink this just now, the whiskey, Fireball, and pineapple juice, it would taste like pumpkin pie. So you could stop right here and not even finish the drink. There you go, we can drink the remaining 4. Now we are going to add in 4 ounces of lemon juice. I wanna say that's gonna be about 4 lemons, but I have these freakishly huge ones, so might be less, might be more, we'll see. That one freak lemon yielded 2 ounces and it's not even done yet. All right guys, buy your lemons from Walmart because that's where I got the massive ones. These little bitch ones, they're from Smith's. I didn't even get like an ounce out of this one. Way to go, Kroger, letting me down again. All right, there we are, 4 ounces of lemon juice, freshly squeezed. And if you're gonna follow this recipe, don't use store-bought. It's not the same. It's not gonna taste the same. It's not gonna taste good. Just don't do it. Next up, we are going to do 1.5 ounces of a vanilla syrup. Oh, that is so good. Look how thick that is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, make sure you're using a good vanilla syrup. I'm using Amaretti today. Just realized I said 2 ounces of Fireball. Make that 3. And now for our final ingredient, we're gonna do 10 dashes of bitters. I'm using a blackstrap bitters, so we get black cardamom, I don't even know what that is, but nutmeg and cinnamon are the main flavors that we want from this. So like I said, 10 dashes. Now we're gonna stir that up, and I have to stir this really well. Like I said, that vanilla syrup is so thick, but it's so delicious. Now we're on to the exciting part. We are going to slowly strain this into the cream mixture. Now this is key. You wanna pour this mix into the cream and not the other way around. It just helps with when it separates and clarifying this cocktail. Oh, and that just looks so disgusting. But it's gonna be delicious, I promise. And you wanna pour slowly. You don't need to go fast or anything. This isn't a race. Sound like an old man. Slow down, youngins. Also, while we're waiting for this to slowly strain, FYI, I will provide a non-alcoholic clarified eggnog recipe in the description, but honestly, just get an eggnog syrup. It's not really, there's no real reason to clarify an eggnog mocktail, in my opinion. I mean, I'm gonna provide it for you guys so you can if you want, but there's no reason to. Now that we have our little mixture, you can kind of see it looks like puke and disgusting, to be honest. Give that a little stir. We don't want to be too aggressive with it. This is a huge container. I just want to show you guys, you know, how I was doing everything and how we're mixing it. So now we're gonna pour this all into a much smaller container. Well, let's make sure you guys can see just how delicious this is. Pouring that in there. Yum, yum, yum. Looking delicious and delectable as I predicted. Now, depending on how much time you have, you can leave this in the fridge for anywhere between 30 minutes and 24 hours. We're gonna wait the full 24 hours so we get the full separation, make sure it's delicious. So come back for part 2. Just kidding, I don't do that to you guys. Let's just clip the video with my exciting editing. I have a feeling he's gonna hop right on up here. What are you doing, you slut? No. No, get out of here. And we're back. It's been almost 24 hours on our clarified eggnog recipe. It's looking absolutely delicious. let me teach you what to do next. So I'm gonna grab this container, and what we're gonna do is toss a strainer over it, line it with paper towels, and we wanna wet those paper towels down so that this process can get started a little bit quicker. All right, now that this is nice and just slightly dampened, we're gonna pour in some of our mixture here. And you just wanna get started with a little bit. And now the goal is for this to come out clear, which it already is, mostly because we're just skimming off the top. Let's put a little bit more in. Usually it takes a lot longer to come out clear. So because it's already, basically perfect, you're going to just dump that right in here. And we are going to dump all of it in. All right, and so we're doing this slowly. And don't forget, the main reason we're clarifying this eggnog is because we want it to last longer. Anytime you clarify a cocktail, it lasts 2 to 4 weeks, sometimes even longer, but that's about the limit for me. And the whole point is so that we can actually enjoy this cocktail for a long time anytime we open up our freezer. So we'll keep letting this strain, but this is gonna be a long process, so we're gonna let this drip for a while. We'll come back once we have the entire thing, actually clarified. The eggnog has finished clarifying. Let's try this. It looks really delicious. This is my first time ever clarifying a cocktail, so it smells like eggnog. It's just clear. Now, because this is eggnog, we added pineapple juice to it. Some grated nutmeg is gonna go perfect on this. Just have to be careful not to cut yourself. All right, let's give that a little stir, and wow, that is delicious. I'm kind of surprised. You wouldn't necessarily think eggnog and pineapple would work, but it does so well. I think Christmassy flavors actually pair really well with pineapple. And it's silky, it's smooth, and it's creamy, which is the craziest part because obviously we strained out all of the milk texture. And it's so delicious. It's gonna last in my fridge for 2 to 4 weeks. That's one of the greatest parts about it, is now I have a little cocktail that I can just pour whenever I want to. And it's super good for taking to a party because obviously, this only yielded about, I wanna say this is 32 ounces. That's about what my recipe was, but you could always double it, triple it, quadruple it, whatever you wanna do. Show up to a party and you can prepare it days or even weeks in advance, and it's gonna be so delicious. So that is how you clarify eggnog. I highly recommend it, especially for the holiday season, but even more so if you're a Call of Duty fan. I'm going to be using this and showing you guys how to make Juggernog Soda. Yes, it's gonna be a crystal clear soda with actual eggnog in it. It's, as far as I know, never been done by anyone on the internet. So I'm excited for that. I'll see you guys in the next video.